Right, hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here with my good friend Tim, and we're doing another sort of. I'm gonna start what do we want to call it, like literary walks or something.
Yeah.
Using my GoPro or whatever.
Yeah.
Just kind of like walking through the woods and fields and stuff of northern Maine and New Brunswick and stuff. Just because we have nothing better to like have for scenery. It's like our only perk of living up here.
Right.
So yeah, and
The purpose of this video is to rant.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little rant about fantasy tropes that we don't like. Now, we both read fantasy, we both like
Yeah,
fantasy.
I was a knucklehead and didn't put snowshoes on because I thought the snowpack was still hard enough, and it is for the most part. But
every now and then we just kind of vanish out of frame, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I gotta like work on my cameramanship skills. Is that the right word? Cameramanship?
I'm not sure.
But anyways, so yeah, I don't really do ranty videos too much. I just think, I don't know. I'm not like a big fan of them in general, but I think a rant video over like different tropes and stuff might be kind of fun, like in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's not
targeted at anyone in particular.
Yes.
We aren't going to name names.
I'm going to name names at some point, probably.
Yeah, you go for it then.
But yeah, let's just start with some. I don't know. Do we have any that aren't fantasy, or are they all fantasy tropes? We probably should have prepared a little. Probably should have just prepared before.
Yeah, that's the song of
yeah,
our videos.
That's pretty. Yeah, pretty much.
We probably should have prepared.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're doing fantasy tropes or just pick like literary tropes that we don't like. But yeah, why don't you go ahead?
My first one that I'm going to go with is, yeah, I know everyone says it's one, but the chosen one.
Ooh.
The idea,
cringe.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure it was fun at some point way back in the day, but at this point it's
oh, soft spot.
Corny as Moses' toes, and is that joke. You know, it is old, it's tired, and everyone does it. The idea that your protagonist is a super special person that's, you know, can't be equal to anyone in the world, you know, predestined to defeat the Dark Lord or whatever it is. It just doesn't work for me anymore. Every time I see it in a book, I just start to kind of lose interest.
My eyes are really squinty because I'm like staring at the sun.
Yeah.
Except if I turn around, you'll see like all these like random houses and stuff. It won't look as idyllic. So actually, let's try the transition.
Like I said.
There, so I think we're in a little bit better spot now, hopefully, as I fall in the snow in a bad spot.
Yeah, vacation in Maine, everyone.
Yes, vacation land, isn't that like our selling point?
Yeah, that's right.
Something like that, anyways. Yeah, I thought the snowpack was a little bit harder, and I was too lazy to get my snowshoes out. Yeah. But, yeah, anyways. So yeah, are you done with the chosen one? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
I don't think you can stand like right behind me because I feel like I'm hogging like an attention whore, like just blocking like everything.
All right.
Let's see, what am I gonna talk about? Let's see, one of the tropes that I hate in fantasy is like the mentor. I don't know, is that really I mean, it's not really a trope, I guess, but I'd call that a trope.
Yeah. The
aged mentor or the older mentor who, especially with assassins. Yeah. I don't like rogues in general, but the whole, I'm going to train with you for like even if it's like a couple months or whatever, and you become like the greatest assassin slash swordsman slash magician wizard who's ever existed, and you just like magically become that because like some guy taught you for a couple weeks or a couple months. It's just like
the whole crash course idea just doesn't work.
No, it's so dumb.
It doesn't make any sense.
You don't learn any like complicated skill in a couple months. Like you just
Yeah, a master swordsman after a month. Oh, sure. I'd like to see his training program.
Yeah, exactly. Selling it for $99.95 on Instagram.
Exactly. Master swordsman in a month. Yeah, better than guys who've been training since they're like 7 years old.
But yeah, this
basically when knights started training when they were 7 years old.
Yeah. Exactly, but you can do it in crash course.
Anyone can do it in a month so long as they have a grizzled old mentor.
The grizzled old veteran or like the wise old man who like can't carry a sword, but you know he can
still teach.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, especially with assassins, like that's the big one is assassins for me, because I don't really like assassins in general, like the rogue character.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I think Scott Lynch did like really well with his John Wayne Bastard series with that, because even though like Jean and Locke are like, you know, savants at like all kinds of roguish con stuff, the thing is they literally grew up with chains and they actually went to like other places to get even like better training over like years and years and years
and
and
I mean,
years.
it's fine to do the person who's like better than everyone else at a certain thing. It's just that you have to show them getting to that point.
Yeah.
You know, that it has to be like an art they devoted time to. It can't just be, well, farm boy.
Yes.
You have to go and defeat the Dark Lord in about a month, so let's get cracking on this.
Let's get cracking, yeah.
Yeah. I know that he is an ancient eldritch abomination from the dawn of time, and he's had all that time to practice fighting off farm boys like you, but you know, I feel like
you can do it.
Parody in like a month or so.
You're the chosen one, so you can do it.
You can do it.
What's another? All right, another trope.
Another trope.
Look how nice the snowpack is right here.
Yeah,
we haven't fallen in like a whole like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, knock on wood.
Look at all these animal prints too. Ooh.
Yeah, actually,
of course, the lighting was probably like so something.
We're gonna have to cut a lot in this one.
Yeah.
All right, what can I think of actually? I'm like trying to remember what I put down on that sheet last night. But,
Well, I guess Tim, that's the only trope he doesn't care for is the chosen one.
The only one. Yeah, we will cut this out.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll cut this out.
Let's see. Well, damn. What was I gonna do? Oh, right. All right. Second trope. I'm really tired of the badass female warrior whose only character trait is that she's a badass female warrior.
Yeah.
I think it comes out of the idea that some authors feel obligated to include a girl in the story, which is a good thing in some ways, but if you don't make her a character, it just doesn't work. You know, it's basically...
Oh, it's almost like including like a diverse character just
for the sake of it. It's a token.
Yeah.
It's tokenism.
Yeah, it's a token.
I mean...
has like...
Yeah, the barbarian woman.
I don't think I can get up.
Oh no.
Ugh. Yeah, so it might look like we're walking on like a couple inches of snow. No, this is like at least like probably almost...
Occasionally we'll lose a couple feet in height.
There's like, it's like a 2-foot snowpack right now still. I know it's like insane in April.
Yeah.
Who does that? We do, because we're like, what is it, masochists?
We're masochists, yeah.
Yes, we just love snow all year.
But yeah, to put the capstone on that, you know, it's basically Damsel in Distress 2.0.
It's
a
that
way
makes sense.
of keeping a girl in the narrative without having her actually do
much. Yeah, very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter whether you're killing people or you aren't if you don't have a character. That's basically what it comes down to.
All right. So another trope I don't like. Naming swords. I don't know if that's really a trope, but just the act of naming swords I don't care for.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird, to be honest. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even think that's really a trope. It's just like a thing I don't like.
I think it's a trope, the named sword, but yeah.
But they're so ridiculous. Like, no one named their sword like Liberty or like Magnificent Valor or something.
Well, I'm sure somebody did. Somebody pretentious.
I will say Severian from the Shadow of the Torture is the only exception. His like executioner's blade thing, Terminus S, is the only allowable cool fantasy name for a sword.
Yeah.
Terminus S is pretty...
I don't particularly despise that trope. I'm fine with it, but yeah, I don't know. It is kind of cheesy sometimes.
Yeah, I think you were like walking ahead of the camera.
Probably, yeah. Yes.
All right, let's see. We got one more trope each, and then we got like a bonus trope that we're gonna do together at the end, I think.
Yeah.
Pertinent to this current situation.
Yes.
All right, you go ahead.
Okay. My next one is kind of I guess I'll call it the meta protagonist. Someone who, despite growing up in, I don't know, brutal, kind of feudal society, still somehow manages to retain the morals and outlook of a 21st century person. An idealized 21st century person at that.
Yeah, it's like subjecting our own like values into like a different time period.
Yeah. Also, not to dump on assassins too much, but guys, if you're an assassin, you're probably not going to be incredibly horrified when someone gets murdered in front of you. I've seen this a couple times. If you've been training your whole life to kill people and have done it several times, it's not going to be, oh my god, when you hear about some kind of, you know, oh no, someone got killed? Wow, that's, oh, jeez, what a shock.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna say a character who's attitude and outlook does not match their setting and what else we know about them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it shows up all the time, honestly, because, you know, we all want that kind of relatable reader insert character if you want, but if it's set in a world where that doesn't make sense, then it's just copyright.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, I looked it up on TV Tropes. It's called the Stoic Wooby, and I like Stoics and all, the philosophy and everything, but yeah, if you, essentially what the Stoic Wooby is like okay, for example, you know, we have our protagonist. Okay, he's like watched his family get murdered, his home village has been burned down to the ground 10 times, he's been kidnapped and tortured, his like love interest just becomes like a slave in a harem or something. Or you know, he watched his best friend die in his arms because he wasn't just quite fast enough to save him. And then he just like shrugs everything off like, meh.
Smashed away it go.
Meh. I can handle it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, like I don't, that's like I don't understand that. Like you're gonna be messed up. I don't care how like tough you are. You know what I'm saying?
I
like
guess you can like more generally say that that's something.
As I sink, you're like 10 feet taller than me.
You become the Stoic Wooby.
Yes. No, I'm not gonna complain about it if I'm the Stoic Wooby.
Yeah. Yes.
That's just my lot in life.
That just happens. Yes. No, I mean we can more generally, I think, just say that that's. You know, over dramatic backstories in general, you know, where all the shit in the universe has happened to you, and you're still surprisingly functional despite everything.
And you're even like optimistic sometimes.
Right.
Like you're not even like.
Yeah, you act like a regular person, but you've still got all this shit in the background, basically just to make you seem like you've got more depth than you really have.
Edgy.
Yeah, it's a cheap trick, right? A lot of writers employ to elicit sympathy, you know, compensate for a lack of depth.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So those are our 3 each. But we got a bonus one that we came up with as we were trudging here through the wilderness here.
Sinking away into the distance. Yeah.
Logistics in winter conditions in any book, like any kind of book.
In fantasy in particular.
Yeah, especially fantasy.
Yeah, like. How many times have you heard of someone charging off into the snow and having like a sword fight or something? Yeah.
No.
We do not have a sword fight in
No.
this.
Like I said, this is like a hard snowpack, and I'm still sinking like you saw me like fall like 2 feet.
Yeah. If you were a man in heavy armor,
you're not going anywhere.
You're not traveling very fast either.
But like
you don't hear of a lot of people in fantasy stories having snowshoes or skis either.
Because like I'm regretting not wearing snowshoes. Like I said, like right now I don't need them, but there are like some spots where they definitely would have been helpful. And like I said, these are like ideal like walking conditions.
Yeah.
But I'm at like an army, or even not an army, but like, you know, the party of like 5 or 6, 7 people, whatever the cast is. Just, you know, marching through the mountain passes and through the tundra and stuff. No, that's
not going to
happen.
happen.
You cannot go through like a 4-foot snowdrift. Just, you know. At least I will say Tolkien did handle that.
For those of you who read Lord of the Rings,
he's like
spoilers,
one of the.
There's a
everyone's
scene.
read.
Everyone should have.
I feel no shame if this. It wasn't like the first book in the middle of it. Just
spoiling like a 50-year-old book.
Anyways, the pass of Caradoras, he actually talks about how they're like barely moving through the snow, and Boromir and like Aragorn have to like swim through the snow for everyone to like make a path.
And that is accurate.
Yes.
But in all the fantasies since, well, not all of them, but
a
majority of them since then, everyone just kind of by default gets Legolas's power to walk on the snow.
Like us right now. Whoop. But that's just not how it works. Especially like if it's an actual, like, because lots of times it's not like conditions like this. Like that was a good example. It's like during like a snowstorm or snowing. That snow is gonna be like if it's
really
like
impeding your vision.
Exactly. You're not just gonna be like.
Oh wow. Atmospheric.
We're like professionals. I mean, this is like I said, this is April. We're used to like.
Also, you're not going to look cool in the snow. That's one thing. Other thing I'll say, you're not going to be walking around bareheaded for the most part in the middle of a snowstorm and like the Arctic wastes. You're going to have a hat or at least a hood. You're going to be wearing gloves. You're probably not going to be like, fighting a whole lot because you're going to sweat a whole lot.
Yeah, just generally fighting in the snow. I'm not even sure how that would really.
How that would function.
Or how would you even do it? I mean. You'd have no footwork. You would just like fall. If you sank like more than a couple
It would be
inches.
Hilarious, pretty much. You'd be just flopping around.
I'm not sure how well armor would do in snow either. Like, that would be fun. I can't imagine.
Yeah, just long-term travel and the far north too would be actually really difficult.
Just logistics in general through.
Yeah, I mean, if you had an entire cavalcade of men, maybe you could tramp it down a bit. But I mean,
yeah, but I mean, think how slow you.
Oh yeah, yeah. The progress would be slow. As
like right there,
see.
like if I just put a little bit of extra weight on one side, I just go. Whoop. So imagine having like baggage trains of like actual like an actual caravan type thing, like a wagon.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It just doesn't really make sense.
I'm not sure. I got to actually research that how like people. I don't think people probably just like didn't. Again, really do it.
And people don't really make war during the winter, or didn't really make war during the winter.
No, until the modern.
Until the modern era, yeah.
Like that, like yeah, most winter campaigns. The reason they're such a big thing is because they were so surprising. Lots of times they didn't work out. You see, a notable one would be like Cyrus when he defeats Croesus of Lydia.
Yeah.
That after the first battle was kind of like a draw, and then Croesus kind of like retreats and everything, and then Cyrus does like a winter campaign through Anatolia, which Turkey sounds like a desert, but through like the mountains and stuff in the wintertime, it's not good conditions. Like that's not like good prime campaigning conditions as I fall.
As you fall.
There's my random history spiel right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
But yeah.
So yeah,
snow in fantasy novels is often treated as just a minor impediment when it's not.
It's not a minor impediment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like when you have lived it.
Yeah. Takes away from the verisimilitude. But yeah, that was our rant video, I guess.
Our fantasy tropes.
Getting more and more frustrated as you stick through the snow repeatedly.
Yep. There. Everyone's just gonna be like, why didn't this douche just like wear snowshoes?
Yeah.
I have like 3 pairs of snowshoes too. I just didn't use them. But anyways, yeah, that was our fantasy tropes that we don't like video. Tell us what you think about stuff like this if you want us to keep doing videos. Or nice literature walks. This was our first literature. Well, I guess the sobered up drunken book tag was kind of our first.
As you vanish into the snow.
As I'm like falling into a tree pocket. But this is stuff you'd have to deal with. Imagine actually going through like a wooded area in the snow in a fantasy setting.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yes, I'm taller for like 1 minute, for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I guess sending in place.
Imagine trying to have a sword fight in this is all I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally rambled about snow for like
ages, yeah.
Can't you tell we're from the far north?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's gonna be someone like in the northern like Yukon territory like talking about how much wusses we are basically.
Yeah. I can't even leave my house without a shovel.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some comments down below about your least favorite or the fantasy trope you despise the most to read about.
Yeah.
Be glad to hear what you guys' thoughts are. But whatever you guys end up reading, even if they have terrible tropes, try and read victoriously.